Hey guys, it's me, Colonel. Thank you guys for 300 subscribers. Like I promised, I'm gonna do an advanced tutorial. I'm gonna do that segment at the end, closer to the end of the video. Not really though, because the first part won't really take up that much time, because the first part I'm gonna be showing you guys an updated version of the circuits from my last shop system video. So yeah, takes up a lot less circuits. To be fair, my first shop system video, when I made it, I wasn't too good at gadgets. We're gonna go over many ways that you can do these things. And in this advanced tutorial, the reason why it's advanced is because I'm going to show you guys how to make sure that it saves if a person, like throughout games, if a person has bought an item already, so they don't have to rebuy it. You guys know what I mean? If you guys have any questions, just join my Discord. I should be putting it in the comments and in the in the description. Don't forget to like the video so that I know that, it's working. You can also ask comments in the ask questions in the comments. I'm reading them frequently. So, yeah. 9 times out of 10 I'm going to respond unless it's a weekend, because I really just watch shows or movies on the weekends. I just binge on the weekends. I don't really play VR or go on my computer, so don't really check comments then. Anyways, I'm going to start off by showing you guys what I've already built and what I'm going to be showing you guys how to build in this video. So, first up is this. So basically, I'm going to show you guys how to use keys where you can press the button and it will try to get them to buy it, because a lot of people don't know how to do this because they think that keys only work with grabbing stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to show you guys that. This is an updated version of the check money system from my last video. Then I have on these are normal ones that don't save throughout games, like a normal store. This is for, this could be for anything that, doesn't save throughout games, like a temporary PvP. For each version, like for each type of system, I have two. One that subtracts money and one that doesn't. This one is an item or object spawner that subtracts money. This one is an object spawner that does not. This one is a costume equipper that subtracts money, and this one is a costume equipper that does not. And then this one is a roll adder that subtracts money, and this one is a roll adder that does not. That is it for the normal systems. I'm also going to be showing you guys these systems for adding money, okay? And this, I'm pretty sure I covered every way that you guys would want money to be added with this. So yeah, and there might be one more that I can make for you guys in this video. Ignore that random combinator chip over there. Then these are the systems that save, and because they save, I didn't make two of them because you would obviously want it to subtract money. Because if it didn't subtract money, then there would be no reason to save it, because they would just be able to use it again. And this is to check these two are just to check your save codes, because we're going to be using save codes, so then it knows whether you saved it or not. Let's start with the updated gadgets, okay? We're going to go over here, make it. Okay, guys, so you guys want to take out your maker pen, of course, and what you first want to have to just be able to have the shop system is a leaderboard chip. Not a leaderboard chip, a leaderboard projector, because it's what saves stats, because stats are saved through leaderboards. That's the only way that we can save a number throughout games. To spawn that in, you guys want to go into your maker pen menu, open palette, go to props, dynamic, and it should be on the second page right here. You guys just want to spawn that in. Should drop with gravity if you drop your maker pen and stop editing it. And this is it. So to change the stat that you're looking at, you just press that button right there, and you can, go from global to friends to see basically who's on the leaderboard. And what you guys want to do is press configure in your maker pen menu and hit the leaderboard projector. When you do that, you guys should see this show stat 1, then names, show stat 2, then names, and then show stat. Basically, you guys probably won't need the stat 3. You guys do want to have show stat 2 and show stat 1 on, just for testing purposes, okay? After those testing purposes, you can just turn on the first stat if you want. So first up is the first stat. We want to make our money or point system. So we want to name this stat money. So we just press modify for the full name, and I'm going to name it money because, yeah, money. And for the short name, that is what's going to display on the button right there, because as you see, it changed the title. So what we want the button to say is money symbol because, it's money. We got it to display that. We don't need it to show stat 2 yet. That's for the advanced tutorial. So basically now if we press this, it won't change between stats because we only have the money stat to be shown. Sorry if I kind of made that a lot longer than it had to be. And if you guys didn't know, the leaderboard stat, if you get close to it, it opens up and it kind of follows whatever player's looking at it. So yeah. So now that we've got that done, we're going to want to make a show money button or check money button. So to do that, so you guys want to open your palette, just spawn in a button, though it doesn't have to be a button. I just usually use a button to do it, okay? So you just spawn that in. You want to press configure on your maker pen and configure the button. Check send player as signal. What that does is it sends their player ID, and you're going to need the player ID to be able to check their stats. And then you're going to want to, for where it says message, that's what is displayed on the front of the button. You guys probably want to press modify and type in the name of it, whatever you want them to do. I'm just going to type in press to check money. Whoops. Can't spell. Okay. And now it's going to say press to check money. So now they know what to do. Next up, you guys want to go back and go into gadgets in your maker pen palette, other gadgets, then go to the second page and select the text gadget, and basically you're going to need this so then it will display text. Once you spawn that in, you guys want to configure the text. And for message 0, you guys want to put in like a title, like an introduction, like what it is. So I'm going to put in your money, like that. So then, well, it's not displaying on that yet until I press OK. Anyway, so now it's going to introduce it as your money. Next up, if you guys want to put like some kind of symbol in front of what's displaying their money, go ahead. I'm going to put a money symbol so then mine does it. And then next up is making the number changeable. So there is no number yet, but we can make it so then it will input a number in this space by pressing shift and then putting a bracket, then capital R, then end the bracket like that. And then you guys want to press OK, so then it's on there, and as you see, it's not doing a bracket R bracket because it is now displaying what is the number that is going into this red pin, which is 0 because I don't have anything hooked up to it. Next up, you guys want to go into gadgets, which you guys already should be in. You guys want to go to other chips, then select the Get Leaderboard Stat, which is on the first page, and you want to spawn that in next to the button, and configure the green pin on it to be 1, because we've set the money stat on the leaderboard to 1. And then you guys want to wire the player ID over to the when button is pressed. I'm not pressed, when it is released. And then you guys want to go to Math Chips and Gadgets and spawn in a combinator right next to it. And basically this combinator, we're gonna loop it onto itself, putting the output under the second, like wiring the output of it to the second pin on it, input pin on it, you know, and then wiring the first input pin on it to the value or the blue pin on the Get Leaderboard stat chip. And what this is going to do is when you press the button, it is going to save your value. But next up, we want it to actually not have the value saved anymore for when somebody else presses it. Because if somebody else presses it, then it's going to just add up the values. Okay? And we also want this to disappear after, I'm going to say 6 seconds, because, you know, that's what I usually choose, 6 seconds. So we want this to disappear after 6 seconds, and we want it to disappear after a new person presses the button. So to do that, we want to spawn in a Boolean chip. Spawn that in right there. I'm going to quickly make sure that it lines up. I'm a perfectionist. You want to configure it to be OR in the OR mode, okay? And then you guys want to go to Other Chips and spawn in a Delay chip. And then you guys want to configure that green pin on it, like the green pin on the delay chip, to be 60. And it's not going to do 60 seconds, it's going to do 6 seconds. Basically, the intervals of time is at is 0.1. So basically, you just do however many seconds you want it to be times 10 to actually make it the correct amount of time. Once you guys have set that green pin to be 60, you guys want to clone it down, or whatever direction really, and you want to configure the green pin on it to be 3, just because I want it to be 3. And once you guys have done that, you guys want to hook up the red pin on the cloned delay chip to the red pin on the button. Then you want to hook up the output of it to the red pin on the first delay chip. Once you guys have done that, hook up the output of the first delay chip of the 60 delay chip up to the first pin on the OR chip, okay? Once you guys have done that, you guys just have to hook up the when button is pressed pin, or the red pin on the button, to the second pin of the OR chip, and then hook up the red pin of the OR chip to the reset of this 6-second delay, and then hook it up to the reset pin on this combinator down here. Now it is going to reset the value that is in it when we want it to. And then to make it actually display on there, we're going to want to connect this combinator's output up to the red pin on the text. So now, because I have like 250, I'm pretty sure, when I press that. Okay, wait, I gotta make sure that this is off real fast, because, yeah, this is... Okay, I have 3,200 right now because of one of my other systems. Yeah, but now... Yeah, you get it. So I got money, okay? I have money, it's displaying it, and it will stop displaying it. And now, if I display it, then click it again, it will actually reset, which is exactly what we want. Oh my god, I'm taking forever. Okay, now guys, I'm gonna have to speed up a bit because my headset's on low battery, and also I don't want this to take forever. So next up, we're going to do the other systems. We're going to do buying systems. The 3 types of systems are object spawning, costume equipping, and role setting. So basically, we're going to start with the object spawning. So we're going to put this button in, okay? And you guys should know where it is. You want to configure that button and check the send player as signal. You can change the title of the button to whatever you want. Once you guys have spawned in the button, you guys want to go into gadgets again and spawn in a get leaderboard stat chip and other chips right there on the first page. And you want to configure the green pin to be 1. You guys then want to hook up the red pin of that to the red pin on the button. And then you guys want to go to math chips, spawn in a comparer chip right there. Okay? Then configure that chip to be greater than or equal to, and then check the advanced mode on it. We want it to be in advanced because we want it to output the player ID as a signal. And we will do that by hooking up the blue pin or the if signal of it and onto the red output pin, which is the player ID pin on here. And we're going to do that for both of these pins. Once you guys have done that, you guys want to hook up the left side, like the red pin or the left side of the compare chip to the blue pin on the get leaderboard stat chip. Okay. Once you guys have hooked up the blue output pin of the get leaderboard stat chip to the compare chip, then you want to configure the green pin on the compare chip to be whatever you want, like however much you want it to cost, okay? And to configure it, you want to press that 0. I really should have said that like way earlier in this tutorial, but yeah, if you guys didn't know, just press the colored circle with the 0 on it to configure that. Yeah, and then you want to set this to however much you want it to cost. I'm going to put 50 for testing sake, okay? Or for the tutorial sake. I'm not actually going to be using this because I already got the system over there. I'm just showing you guys how, obviously. Anyways, so now we want it to output. Now it's outputting the player ID for when it is and when it isn't. When they do and when they don't have the have an amount. Okay, and it separated the pins for us. So now what we want to do is make it so then the player knows that it worked. So you want to go to other chips and spawn in a message chip on the first page. And then you guys want to configure that and change the message to bot. Okay. I'm going to add an exclamation mark because, you know, enthusiasm. It shows enthusiasm and stuff, so yeah. And then you guys want to hook the green pin of that to the red pin on the compare chip, like that, okay? And once you guys have done that, we want to do a not enough money one, okay? For the not enough money one, you just have to really clone this. That's all. And then want to configure it to be, for the message to be, you know, not enough money. Okay. Yep, got mine done. And then you want to hook up the 2 green pins together of the compare and the message chip. And now I'm not going to make 2 of each. I'm just going to add on to the system for you guys for when it's for subtracting. You'll see in a moment, okay? So basically then you guys want to go to gadgets, go to other gadgets, and then on the first page is the object respawner, which you will be using to spawn in the object. And once you guys have configured it, go to tag to respawn and modify that to the tag of the object that you want it to spawn there. And I am going to put it in paint pistol because I don't feel like spawning in another object, and I already have my paint pistol all the way back there. Okay then, I'm gonna have to turn off notifications real fast. Once you guys have if you guys didn't already spawn in the object, you guys want to do that because you can't make it so then it creates an object, okay? It can only respawn an object. So it will take an object that already exists and spawn it in here. So if you want so however many of the item you want to be in the game, you guys have to spawn that in, and you guys probably want to hide it like somewhere beneath the map or like inside of a wall or somewhere, or like put it far away, you know? I'm so yeah, you guys just really want to spawn it in, and if you guys want it to spawn in a custom weapon or item, you guys just have to here for tutorial's sake, you just draw the item that you want if it's custom, and then you guys want to configure that item and set the tag to a unique tag so then it knows which item to spawn in. Let's say C. And now if you configure that to be C, if you configure the object respawner to be C, then it will spawn in C. I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like retyping paint pistol. So yeah, you guys get what I mean though. Probably. Then you guys want to wire the red pin of the object respawner over to the red pin of the comparer. And yeah, now this is the system if you do not want it to subtract money. If you do want it to subtract money, you really just need one more chip, and to do that you just got to go to gadgets, go to other chips, and on the second page of that will be the set leaderboard stat chip. You guys want to spawn that in and configure that to be increment. And then right on this blue pin, you guys want to configure that to be negative. Then you guys just type in however much you want it to subtract, which is 50. So it is negative 50. So doing that will make it subtract. And then you guys want to configure the green pin of it to be 1 so that it knows that it's subtracting from the money channel. And then you guys want to wire the player ID pin of it over to the red pin output of the comparer. I'm gonna quickly. Yep, okay. Now it's all nice and flush. Okay. And basically, yeah, this is the system for object respawning, okay? So, yeah. Next up is the system for costumes. So you guys again are gonna want a button, and also guys, I forgot to mention this. You guys don't even have to have a button for it. You guys can also have a trigger volume, which is in this. Wait, which is this. It doesn't matter. You just the colors are the same. For both the button, of the pins, the colors of the pins are the same for the button and the trigger volume. So really all that you have to do is just delete the button, replace it with the trigger volume, and wire the same colored pin that you did on the button. So wait, let me try to show you guys. Okay, so because the colors of the pins are the same, if you didn't want the button, you would just delete that button. I'm just gonna unwire it because I don't feel like deleting it, and then you would wire the same pin that was wired to the right of. Okay, and then you would wire the same pin that this was wired to. Okay, wait, no, it was wired to this, I think. I don't know actually. Whatever, it should have been wired to this either way. Okay. And this pin, okay, because the blue pin of the button was connected to the player ID. If it wasn't, I don't care. It was supposed to be, okay. So if it was wired to it, then you just wire it to the blue pin of this, okay. You know what I mean? Because the colors are the same. Sorry, my hand was in there when I did that. Anyways, yeah. So you guys understand? Hopefully. And then, anyways, back to the costume system. You guys want to configure the button that you guys just spawned in to send player as signal. And you guys want to just like this one. And even if you guys want, you guys can just copy that system over to this. But I'm gonna show you guys just in case some of you might have skipped that one because you guys might have not wanted it. So just go to Gadgets, Other Chips, and spawn in a Get Leaderboard Stat chip. And also, if you guys did already copy down this one, you can go ahead and skip some of this, not all of it, because there are differences here. And then you guys want to configure the green pin of this Get Leaderboard Stat chip to 1, so then it's getting the money. And then wire the player ID to the blue pin of the button. I'm an idiot. Okay, you guys don't have to wire the blue one for this. Okay, just do the red one. For some reason in my mind, I thought that we're still doing this one. So, yeah, no. Just wire the player ID to the red pin of the button, okay? Let me just fix that here. Okay. Okay, you guys want to go to Math Chips and spawn in a Comparer chip. And configure that Comparer chip to be Advanced Mode and greater than or equal to. Okay. So as you see, it's like that. And then you guys want to, again, wire the player ID to both blue and purple pins, or violet, or pink, or whatever that color is, okay? I'm not colorblind. You are. Once you guys have done that, now it's going to output the player ID correctly. And now you guys want to hook up the red pin of the Compare chip to the value or blue pin of the Get Leaderboard Stat chip, like that. And then just configure the green pin of the Compare chip to be however much you want it to cost. Again, I'm just going to make it cost 50, okay, just because. And once you guys have done that, you guys want to, again, spawn in a message chip, which is in Other Chips, and should be on the first page right there. You guys want to spawn in 2. And make and configure the first one to say bought, you know, and configure the second one to say enough money. And then you guys want to wire the green pins of them to the correct one there. So basically what I mean by that is for the not enough money one, you guys want to wire the green pin of that to the green pin on the Compare chip. Then for the bought one, just wire the green pin of it to the red pin on the Compare chip. And that is, you know, now it's going to display the message if you have enough money. And then you guys want to go to Props, and in Dynamic is the costume dummy. You can just spawn that in somewhere where it's hidden, or if you want it to display the costume, you can do that too by just placing it in front of the button, you know. And then you guys want to wire the red pin of this Compare chip over to the red pin of this costume dummy. What that's going to do is it's going to equip the costume dummy to them, okay? So yeah, and if you guys ever wanted the costume dummy to give like certain perks like speed, you have this player ID output of it if it's equipped, and you can just hook that up to a role mapper chip, to make it give it to them. Anyways, now to continue. Once you guys have done that, you're done with the system if you don't want it to subtract money. Now I'm going to show you how to subtract money, which really all you got to do to make it subtract money is go to Other Chips and Gadgets and the second page and get the Set Leaderboard Stat chip. Spawn that in, configure it to be increment, and then configure the green pin to be 1, and then set the blue pin to negative, however much you want it to subtract. I'm going to do 50 because I put in 50 for its cost. And then you guys want to wire the red pin of it to the red pin on the comparer. I don't know. Once you guys have hooked this up, you're basically done with this system, okay? As long as you did want it to subtract it, okay? If you didn't want it to subtract, then just don't have this If you didn't want it to subtract, don't have this chip, okay? Anyways, next up is the roll chip. So we're gonna want to first create the roll that you want them to get from it. So just go to game chips, and on the second page is the roll chip. You guys want to spawn that in, and from there just press configure on it. You can change the name of the roll to be whatever you want. I'm gonna just call it uh, test, just because. And if you guys want to change what it gives you, just go to edit roll, and here you guys go. You got the settings. You can make them fly. You can turn up voice roll off. You can make them go fast, or jump high, basically anything. And once you guys have spawned that in, you guys want to spawn in a button or trigger volume, whichever you want. And then configure it to output to send player ID. Wait, did I do that? Yeah, okay, just making sure. Configure it to send player ID. And then go to gadgets. And again, guys, you can just clone like these systems, like these that I showed you guys how to make before, but just in case, again, if you guys skipped the other ones, I'm still gonna show you. So yeah, you guys can just skip through making these things if you guys want. So yeah, if you guys already have made it at least. So if you guys want to make it, go to other chips, spawn in a get leaderboard stat chip. So then it gets your money, and then configure the green pin on it to be 1 because that's the money stat, and then wire the player ID pin to the red pin on the button. Then you guys want to go to math chips and spawn in a compare chip, and then configure that to be greater than or equal to, and then to be in the advanced mode. Then you guys want to wire the blue pin right there to the red pin of the blue pin of the compare chip to the red pin output of the set leaderboard stat chip, and do the same with the purple or pink pin on the compare chip. And once you guys have done that, you guys want to wire the left side or the red pin of the compare chip to the blue pin or the value pin on the set leaderboard stat chip. And then configure the configure the green pin on the compare chip to be however much you want it to cost. Now, again, I'm going to do 50 just for tutorial's sake. And then, again, go to Gadgets, Other Chips, and spawn in a message chip, which is on the first page, and spawn in another one below it. Configure the first one, and modify the message to say bought. Oh my god, I didn't need to go that far back. Okay, bought. And then press OK. And then for the second one, for the second one, you guys want to make it say not enough money, and press OK. And then for the message chip that says not enough money, wire the green pin of that to the green pin on the compare chip. And then for the one that says bought, wire the green pin of that to the red pin on the compare chip, just like that. And then what you guys want to do is make it so then the player actually gets the roll. To do that, you guys want to go to Game Chips, and on the second page is the roll mapper chip. You guys want to spawn that in, and then configure that so then it is on Add Player Roll mode. And since the roll that I made for this was test, you want to set the player roll to test so then they get that. And then you want it to add it when they press it. So you guys want to wire the player pin on it, or the red pin on the roll mapper chip, to the red output pin of the compare chip. Now this is the system if you don't want it to subtract. If you do want it to subtract it, go to other chips, and then go to the second page for the set leaderboard stat chip, and just spawn that in. I'm going to do it between, just so then it looks nice, looks more neat, and configure it to be increment, and configure the blue pin on it to be negative however much it costs. It subtracts the amount that it costs, and then configure the green pin on it to be 1, because, you know, that's the player ID. Not player ID, that's the stat of the money. Then wire the 2 red pins of the compare and the set leaderboard stat chip together. So it's gonna look like this when you're done. Now, guys, I am going to show you how to make this over here, which this is a token. So if you want it to cost Rec Room tokens, this is something called keys, okay? So basically, you can make tokens from your games with keys, which basically makes people purchase stuff, and it usually works for grabbing items and stuff. You guys have probably seen it in community rooms. There's a lot of them have donation things now, where you just grab the block and you can donate. But let's say you wanted it to do it when you wanted them to get purchase the key from pressing a button. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. And just before I do, if you guys didn't know already, to have keys and like to make money from your games, you have to have Rec Room Plus, which is a monthly subscription of $8, I believe. Anyways, if you guys do already have that, then just, you know, spawn in the button, and then spawn in a costume dummy somewhere where you can hide it. And then configure the button to be send player as signal. And then configure the costume dummy. Go to the second page to make the key. For me, I already have this key from that. I'm gonna just select that. You guys probably don't already have a key, so you guys want to create another key and name it whatever the key gives you, and then do the description, you know, set cost and all, and you guys will be able to select it on here. And for me, my key is test, so it will cost 500 tokens if you want to buy it. So yeah, if you guys do come here, I would appreciate the donation by pressing this button. Anyways, then to make it so then the people actually buy it, you guys want to wire the red pin of the button to the red pin of the costume dummy. And now, once you guys have done that, when you press the button, it will display this, and they will be able to buy it. Okay, next up is we're not going to do the saving system yet, okay? I'm going to show you that in a moment. Let me just show you guys these, which are different. Each one is a different way to make it so then people make money, okay? So, first up, we're going to do the button, okay? So, if you want them to press a button and make money, then you guys want to spawn in a button, obviously. And then go to gadgets and go to set leaderboard stat chip and spawn that in next to it. And configure that set leaderboard stat chip to increment. Configure the green pin of it to be stat channel 1. And then the blue pin of it to be whatever, however much you want them to gain by pressing the button. And for me, 50, just because. And you guys want to wire the red pin of the set leaderboard stat button chip to the red pin on the button, okay? I did already tell you guys to configure the button, right? Okay, I haven't. And you guys want to configure the button. You guys want to configure the button and turn on send player as signal output. And now you guys will gain money just by pressing the button. So the next system would be, which one? Okay, yeah, we could do this one next. So So for the next system of gaining money is per kill. Like if you kill somebody, you gain money for it. So to do that, you guys want to guys want to go to game chips, and on the first page spawn in a player hit chip, okay? And then once you guys have done that, you guys want to, again, in the game chips, on the first page, there's a get player stat chip. Spawn that in. And then wire the red pin of that over to the green pin on the player hit chip. Then you guys want to go to math chips, spawn in a comparer, configure that comparer, and turn on advanced mode. And don't change the mode over here because the default is equal to, and that's what we want. We want it to be equal to. Anyways, then you want to wire the blue pin over to the red pin on there. Oh wait, no. You guys want to wire the blue pin over to the red pin on the player hit chip, and then do this. Wait, okay. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Once you guys have done that, wire the left side or the red pin on the compare chip over to the red pin on player stat chip, okay? Once you guys have done that, you guys want to go to other chips. Other chips. Yeah, other chips. Go to the second page and spawn in a set leaderboard stat chip, okay? Configure that to be increment, and configure the green pin to be stat channel 1 for the money, and put in however much you want them to earn from it, which I'm going to do 50, and for another, again, for the, fifth time, for tutorial's sake. Anyways, now wire the red pin of the set player stat chip to the red output pin of the compare chip, like so. And now the people are gaining money whenever they kill somebody, okay? The next system for gaining money would be a timer. And what I mean by that is, like, if you want them to gain, like, $50 every 30 seconds, you would be using this, okay? So, to do this, you guys want to go to game chips and spawn in a player event chip. Once you guys have done that, go to math chips and spawn in a boolean chip. Now, you don't need to change the mode of this, because we're just using the boolean chip to make sure that, because what this will do is it will output player IDs, okay? But what we want is to just get a value of 1 out of it, so the boolean chip will be able to do that for us. Anyways, once you guys have spawned in that boolean chip, spawn in a combinator chip, and wire it onto itself like that, so then it's looping it. And then wire the red pin of it to the red pin of the boolean chip, and wire the red pin of the boolean chip to the red pin of the player event chip. Once you guys have done that, you guys want to, again, in chips, spawn in a wave chip, okay? Once you guys have spawned in that wave chip, configure it to be for the mode to be sawtooth, which is on the second page, okay? Then configure the green pin. So with the wave chip, the green pin is the amount of time, okay? And you guys, like, the amount of time you want it to take. And you guys want to put in 2 times the amount of time you want it to cycle it. Nah, don't do 2 times. I'm wrong, okay? Just put in however much time you want it to loop by, okay? So if you want it to loop every 30 seconds, just put in 30, okay? Anyways, yeah, so if you want it, yeah, you get it. And then once you guys have done that, you guys want to wire the blue on the wave chip to the output pin of the combinator chip. Okay? Whoops. That. Okay. Yeah. Like that. Give me a moment, guys. This is glitching some. Let me just turn down the video settings so then it doesn't glitch as much. Okay, I think this is a much better. Okay. Anyways, now you guys want to configure the red pin on the wave chip and set it to 1, like so. And once you guys have done that, you guys want to spawn in a combinator chip and wire the red pin of it to the red pin on the wave chip. And once you guys have done that, you guys want to spawn in a compare chip above it, and then configure it to be less than or equal to, which is on the second page of the mode. Okay, and then you guys want to wire the red side of it over to the red side of the compare chip to the red side of the wave chip, and then the output of it, the red output of the compare chip, wire that to the reset pin on the combinator chip. Lost the word there. And then once you guys have done that, you guys just have to go to other chips, go to the second page, and spawn in a set leaderboard stat chip, and configure it to be increment, and then configure the green pin of it to be 1 for the money, and configure however much you want them to gain. Configure the blue pin of it to be that value. Okay, so I want them to gain 50 every single like 30 seconds. So yeah, now they will gain 50 every like 50 $50 every 30 seconds. So yeah, this is the looper. I coined that term, okay? Anyways, next up is for things like where you have to find stuff, you know, which is like objects. Like if you grab an object, you want it to give you money, you would use what's called an object mapper chip, which is in the other chips. And then you guys want to configure the object ID of it and set it to whatever the object ID that you want it to detect is. And to figure out object IDs, here, I'm just gonna make this real fast, okay? So let's say we wanted to detect who has that player ID. Not player ID, who has that object, okay? We could use either the tag or the object ID. Now this object mapper chip right here, it does not take object tags, okay? It only takes object IDs. Object IDs are sets of numbers that are unique to each block, okay? And to figure out what your object's ID is, you guys want to go into your palette, go to gadgets, other gadgets, and on the last page is a trigger volume. You guys want to, you know, put it in below the thing, okay? And then you guys want to spawn in a combinator chip in math chips, loop it over itself, and then wire it to the when entering zone. Then you guys want to configure the trigger volume to detect objects. And then you guys want to move this down with your maker pen, move the object down with your maker pen into the trigger volume. Don't make it exit and don't put it in twice, okay? Just move it down. That's all. And then it will give us the ID of it, which is 90,161, okay? And Whoops. Yeah. So, and to prove that, let's do it again. You see, and it will be 90,161. And you can delete this stuff once you have the ID of it memorized, okay? But don't delete the object. I will because I don't need it. And then you guys want to configure the object mapper chip, the red pin on it, to be whatever the object ID of the object you want it to detect is. So it will be, mine was 90,161. It doesn't exist anymore, so it won't do anything. But yeah, you guys get the point. And then it will output both the last player holding it and the current player holding it. And then once you guys have that, you guys can make it increase when make their money increase if they're holding it, which you do by going to other chips, and then on the second page spawn in a set leaderboard stat chip, configure it to increment, then configure the green pin on it to be 1 for the money, and then configure the blue pin on it to be however much you want them to gain. I'm going to do 50 again for tutorial's sake, and wire the player ID pin or the red pin of the set leaderboard stat chip to the green pin of the object mapper chip. And now it will be increasing. It will give them $50 for holding an item. Just so you guys know, with this one, if you want to make sure that they earn money by going somewhere or pressing something like things that would require a trigger volume, you know, then all that you guys have to do really is replace the button with the trigger volume like I showed you guys how to do before, okay? It's not that hard, don't worry. You guys just have to rewind if you guys didn't see it, okay? And I think that is all of the systems for gaining money, at least that I know of. Well, not that I know of, like what I have memorized right now. Now we're gonna go into the advanced tutorial. Oh wait, let me just show you guys how to make one more thing before we do that. If you want it to reset somebody's money when they join, just go to game chips, spawn in a player event chip. Not when they join, when they leave, I mean. Or join, whichever one you want. It doesn't matter which pin you do. And then you guys want to go to other chips, go to the second page, set leaderboard stat chips, spawn that in. Configure it to set always. Configure the green pin to be 1. And now it's your choice. You can either wire the red pin on the set leaderboard stat chip to player joined, which is the red pin on the player event chip, or player left, which is the green pin on the player event chip. And basically, they both do basically the same thing. If a player joins, it will reset their money. Like it will set your money to 0 when you join the game. And if it's on green, then basically when you leave the game, it'll set your money to 0. And basically this is useful for if you want them to have to get their money like without actually being on the leaderboard ever, you know, like for tycoons, if you don't want it to save their amount of money, you want them to like go back in and have to restart with their money, yeah, you would want to do this. And yeah, so that's how you make this, okay? And now we are going to start with the, whoops, I didn't mean to clone that. Now we are going to start with the advanced tutorial. Let me just move this out of the way and over here. Now for the advanced tutorial. So the advanced tutorial is just so then it will save things that you buy throughout games, okay? So we're going to achieve this through unique codes, okay? And these codes, this is why it's advanced, okay? So these codes are going to be binary, you know what I mean? Now for the advanced tutorial. So we're going to be achieving this through binary. I know binary might seem like really, really scary for someone who doesn't know it, but it's not that scary, okay? And I'm going to teach you guys how to do it, okay? It's fine. I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you guys. Okay, so we need to create our own binary sequences for these. So basically, first off, we have to figure out how many bits it's going to be. What a bit is basically a binary sequence has a certain amount of digits in it, you know? So basically, what we want is one digit for each item, for each like thing that you can get in your shop, okay? For every single thing. Everything that's buyable is gonna cost up 1 bit. So let's say, okay, so we're gonna have, let's say these are the things that we have, which are the 3 types of buying systems, okay? So we will have a bit 3 binary sequence, okay? Because we have one here, one here, and one here, okay? So this will be 3-bit, okay? So basically, what do these bits mean? Well, basically, I already explained it to you guys, okay? So let's say there's 5 things. A binary sequence would have 5 digits in it. What I mean by that is it could be like 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. That would be 5 digits, and it is a binary sequence, okay? And why do we want binary? Because we want 0 to represent off and 1 to represent on. And basically what I mean by that is 0 to represent if they haven't bought the item yet, and 1 to represent if they have. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through all the possible values. So yeah, you might need you might need to spawn in more chips if you have enough items in your store to have more chips, you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, so basically, now I'm gonna tell you guys how to do this easily, okay? I'm gonna quickly spawn in a text chip just to make it easier to explain this to you guys. So, let's say you got 3 things that you can buy in your shop just like I do, okay? So, let's say we're working with the first item, okay? So the possible values that there are for it being on would be 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, okay? Now, it doesn't take like brainstorming to figure this out. You just have to count, really, okay? So to count in a binary, it just goes from 0, okay, to 1, then to 10, then to 11. So basically, what I mean is, think about you counting from 1 to 10. Once you get to 10, there are then 2 digits that make up a number, okay? Because there's a 1 and a 0, or a 1 and a 2 for 12, you know what I mean? Basically, you want to imagine it maxing, the single digits maxing off at 1, okay? So 1 would be the highest digit in a single place value that there is, okay? So to count to count, so then there are 2 digits, you would just go 0, 1, 10, okay? Because you moved into the 10's place value after you got to 1, okay? I explained that the best that I could. If you didn't understand, I am sorry, okay? I will try to explain a bit further by making a 4-bit binary number, okay? I am now going to count, okay? 0, 0, 0. That is the first binary sequence. Now for the second one, 0, 0, 0, 1. Then the third one, 0, 0, 1, 0. Then the fourth one, 0, 0, 1, 1. Then the fifth one, 0, 1, 0, 0. The sixth one, 0, 1, 0, 1. The seventh one, 0, 1, 1, 0. Eighth one, 0, 1, 1, 1. Ninth one, 1, 0, 0, 0. 10th one, 1, 0, 0, 1. 11th one, 1, 0, 1, 0. 12th one, 1, 0, 1, 1. 13th one, 1, 1, 0, 0. 14th one, 1, 1, 0, 1. 15th one, 1, 1, 1, 0. And finally, the 16th one is 1, 1, 1, 1. And now these are all of the binary sequences in a 4-bit number, in a 4-bit binary sequence, okay? These are all the possible combinations, and I counted up, okay? So this is an escalating order, okay? So hopefully this can help you guys to understand what I mean. So next up, so now we want to apply these, okay? So to apply them, we want to, okay, let me just, so guys, okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to make each one of these, okay? So now that I've explained counting up binary and binary sequences, okay, I am now going to explain how to make these, okay? So yeah, if you did skip ahead of the video. Okay, so you guys want to go to props and spawn in a button. Okay, you guys want to configure that button to be and check send player as signal output. Then go to gadgets and spawn in other chips a get leaderboard stat chip. And configure the green pin on it to be stat channel 1 for the money, and hook up and connect these two pins, okay? And then what you guys want to do is clone get leaderboard stat chip down, and we're going to be using a second leaderboard stat value to represent I'm blanking here, to represent the save code, okay? Because we want the save code to save between. So you just configure the green one on that second one to be 2, okay? And then wire the red pins of these two together, just like you did with the first one. And so just so you guys know, this is the object one that I'm doing right now. I forgot to mention that. Next up, you guys want to spawn in math chips a compare chip. Configure that to be greater than or equal to, and turn on advanced mode. You guys then want to wire both the blue and pink or purple button to the red pin on the get leaderboard stat chip. And then you guys want to wire the red pin on the compare chip over to the blue pin on the get leaderboard stat chip. And this is all for stat 1, okay? Just so you guys know. Right now we're only on stat 1. Next up, you want to put in the cost for the green pin on the compare chip. So this one would cost 50 because, you know. Okay, guys, next up, you want to spawn in other chips. You guys want to spawn in 2 message chips, okay? Configure the first one to say complete, because it takes less chips if we just like don't say that they don't make it display a word that has to do with them buying it, just that their request has been fulfilled. And then for the second one, configure the title to be not enough money, because this one will only display if they haven't bought it before and they don't have the money for it. Once you guys have done that, go to other chips, which you guys should already be in. Go to the second page to spawn in a set leaderboard stat chip. Spawn that in. Configure it to be increment. Set it to stat channel 2. And set the value to whatever bit the thing represents. So since this is probably going to be your guys' first item, you guys want to set it to 1, okay? If it's the second item, set it to 10. If it's the third item, set it to 100. Fourth item, set it to 1000, and so on. Okay, and once you guys have done that, you guys want to spawn in another set leaderboard stat chip and make it increment, okay? Set it to increment and make it stat channel 1 and put in the value that you want it to cost, like the negative value that you want it to cost, okay? So I want to do -50 because I want it to cost 50. Then you guys want to wire the player ID pin over to there. Okay. Once you guys have done that, you guys want to in other chips spawn in a selector chip. And then configure the green pin to be 1 and the selector pin over to the blue pin, this get leaderboard stat chip for the second one, you know. And then configure the selector chip and set the mode to all. And basically, guys, what this is gonna do is the values that you put in here, it just checks whatever is being inputted through the red pin, and it compares it to each number that you set in each one of these things. There are 7, I believe, and it outputs each one through each of the 7 pins, okay, for whatever their color was, okay. So once you guys have this selector chip in, you want to put in all possible values for when this is, for when they have bought this thing already. So you basically want to count up to when you get to the bit that will affect your shop, just skip that bit. And what I mean by that is so this one is for the first bit, or the first, because this is the first thing. So basically the possible values of it being here, because my system will be 3-bit because I don't want to make more, and there's 3 types of shopping things, so mine's only going to be 3-bit, okay? So the first one would be 001. We're not going to start at 000 because that would make it so that would be saying that they haven't bought this before, okay? A 1 that the buying thing is on, you want it to be 1 always, okay? So the next one is that with this on would be 11 or 011 if that helps you guys understand. Then the third one would be 101. Then the fourth one would be 111. Okay? And now these are the 4 possible values, or all possible values that of a 3-bit number that include this being bought already. And next up, you guys want to click the equal signs once on each of the bit numbers. And also, guys, if your bit is too high to fit on this to fit on the selector chip, just make another one and connect the same pins, and just wire it to the same stuff is what I mean. And next up, you guys want to go to math chips, go to Boolean chips. Just Boolean, just spawn in a Boolean chip, you know what I mean? And once you guys have spawned this in, you guys want to wire the pins that have the binary sequence to each pin on the Boolean chip. And since I have 4 values, then you guys want to spawn in another Boolean chip below that, set it to OR, and then wire the first pin of it to the green pin of that Boolean chip, okay? And then wire this green pin there to right here, okay? To the red pin on the comparer. And then from here, you guys want to spawn in a object respawner and configure it and set it to whatever tag you want it to respawn. Okay, whoops, I didn't mean to add that space. Okay, there we go. And then, just so you guys know, this only respawns items, okay? You can't actually make it, so it will only take an object that already exists and respawn it here, okay? Anyways, once you guys do that, you guys want to wire the red pin of that, okay? Of the object respawner to the OR Boolean chip, the red pin on that, basically connect the 2 red pins. Then you guys want to go to math chips, go to the combinator, okay, and spawn that in, and configure to multiply. You guys want to now you guys want to wire the red pin of the OR Boolean chip over to the red pin on the multiplying chip, and then wire the blue pin on the multiplying chip over to the red pin on, and wire the green pin to the red pin on the burst get leaderboard stat. Okay. Then you guys want to wire the output of this multiplying chip up to the green pin of the first message chip, and then you guys want to wire the red output chip of the comparer up to the red input chip of the set leaderboard stat, and do the same for this second message chip, but just connect it to the green pin. Okay. So red pin to green pin. You know what I mean, okay? Yeah, now this will detect a save. And if you run out of space on this AND Boolean chip, just spawn in another AND Boolean chip. Spawn in however many AND Boolean chips you need to connect every single pin of all of the selector chips to it, okay? Oh yeah, you guys want to wire the green pin of the AND Boolean chip over to the reset pin on this comparer chip. Yeah, but if you guys do need more space, just spawn in more of these, and you can combine them on the OR Boolean chip. And next up, instead of just showing you guys how to create the rest of the types, I'm just gonna clone this because I just showed you guys how to make the system. You guys can do the same, okay? Just clone the system minus this, okay? I'm just gonna clone it 3 times because, the 3 types. Okay. Once you guys have done that, just set the blue pin of this set leaderboard stat chip for the 2. Configure that to be 0, 1, 0, or 10, and you guys remember this from last time, from the last system. You know, the one that I legit just showed you how to make. You know, just increment it, okay? So then 100, okay? You know, because this is the third one. And then we also have to make the values of the selectors unique, so I'm going to do that now. So for the first one, because this is the second bit, we're going to do 0, 1, 0 for the first value, then 0, 1, 1 for the second, then 1, 1, 0 for the third, and then 1, 1, 1 fourth. Then for this one, we're going to do 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1, which is already there. So yeah. Once you guys have done that, the only thing that you guys really need to do now is customize it for the types, you know. So I want the costume dummy type for the second bit. So we're basically gonna, for the costume one, you want to hook up, for this multiplying one, you want to hook up the output of that to the red pin on the costume dummy. And now whenever you press that, it's going to equip it as long as you have enough money or bought it before, you know what I mean? And then for the roll chip, for the roll one, I'm just going to clone this real fast. Over here, you guys just hook up the red pin of the roll mapper chip over to the red pin or the output pin of the multiplier chip. Okay? And these are all of the systems. I did publish this room, just so you guys know. Here I will show you the name. It is called Tutorial Shop Advanced, okay? And it is published, just so you guys know. And I'm not gonna save it, because all of these systems that I have here that I've made for the tutorial, they already exist over here, so we don't need a second one. And guys, don't forget to subscribe. I'm really happy, and I've been happy the past month because of how fast my subscribers are growing. You know, I've done YouTube for years. I restarted my this channel. Like I made a new channel. This is the new channel, you know. I've never basically grown this fast before, even though this is relatively slow. It's still fast in my opinion, you know. I gain about a subscriber a day, I would say, if I kind of distribute everything, about a subscriber a day. I'm really happy that I am growing this fast and have been growing this recently. So do keep on subscribing, and thank you guys. Don't forget to join my Discord server if you guys have any questions. And also, just because I need more people in there. If you guys have any questions, you guys also could put it in the comments. There's that too. Don't forget to like the video and turn on notifications. I am gonna try to upload more, guys. I do really want to try to upload more. I'm definitely gonna start uploading more during the summer. And yeah, you guys can also post in the comments whatever other shop system tutorials you guys want to see. Show you guys each of the systems, so then you know what so then you guys know what you're making, you know. So I'm just gonna go over each system so then you guys can see it and build it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and bye.